Hi. Oh,
How
ouch. I'm great. How are you, love?
Doing so well. For all those who are starting to tune in and join us, I'm Annalie with Broadway in Chicago. I'm super excited to be chatting with James Alsop, the choreographer for The Devil Wears Prada. Very exciting. How are you doing today?
I'm well. I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. I hear it's really beautiful outside today in Chicago. So first of all, welcome to Chicago.
Thank
Excited to have
you.
you. I want to kick us off with a few rapid fire questions just to get to know each other a little bit first, if that sounds
Hey. Yes, yes.
okay, awesome. Do you have a current favorite TV show that you're watching these days?
Oh, I love my guilty pleasures. Like The Real Housewives has me completely sucked in. Beverly Hills, Atlanta, and Dubai are the best things that I've seen on television. I can't get enough.
So good, so good. Um, Being in Chicago, what has been your favorite Chicago spot so far, if you've discovered one?
Ooh. Um, Well, this is like my first time in Chicago in the summer, which I love. It's so beautiful here. I love, love, love being outside in Chicago, downtown where I'm staying. But I don't know, I love all the areas. There's so much that every neighborhood offers. Downtown has great food. I love the parks here. Wicker Park has great wake shops. I love them all. I love everything about Chicago in the summer. I can't pinpoint one thing.
So good, so good. Listen, for all those who are watching, if you have recommendations for James for things to do in Chicago in the summer, leave them in the comments.
Yes, please, 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 please.
Alrighty, what is the last show that you saw that wasn't The Devil Wears Prada?
The last show that I saw, oh, it was The Strange Loop. And it was so funny. We had our tickets. We didn't even think about it, but we got our tickets the first show after they won the Tony. It was magical being in that room. It was so, 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 so magical being there the first show back after they won the Tony. And the show is incredible. It's such an incredible show. I was My life was changed, to be quite honest. I hadn't seen theater like that before, and it truly changed my life. It inspired me to come back to our show and bring some of that inspiration into the Devil Wears Prada. It was majestic seeing that show. I loved it.
So good, so good. All right, and then to round us off, do you have a current favorite artist slash album that you're listening to these days?
Janet Jackson is my everything. I love her. I've loved her from day one. She's the reason I dance. I listen to Janet Jackson all day, every day. Janet, I love you. I love you. I love you. Janet Jackson, I love you. And of course, Break My Soul, Beyonce.
So good. Well, I want to go back to the very beginning, and you just kind of touched on it. But what is it that really sparked your love for dancing? You mentioned Janet Jackson. Is there anyone else?
Yeah, my mother is a huge, my sisters, huge reason, my older sisters are a huge reason why my brother and I dance. I have a twin brother, and when we were young, we used to always dance in our basement. And then at like 6 or 7 is when I started being like, no, we should do that on this count. So I started choreographing when I was like 6. I was bossy. But my mom always had music on in the house. And when the music came on, when we were doing our chores, she would vacuum and she would be cutting up while she was vacuuming. My mom dances, darling. And so being around that and all of her siblings danced, it was just coming up in that joy of movement and that what the music did. It really stuck with me. And then my brother and I just performed all the time. My brother and I have been doing this since we were 9 years old. So being a part of that, it was just like in our blood, I feel. And here we are. Yeah, I just loved dance since I was young. My mom is the hugest inspiration in my family.
So good. Thinking professionally, was there a certain moment that really clicked that you realized that specifically you wanted to become a choreographer?
Absolutely. I realized I wanted to become a choreographer when I saw Janet Jackson's Escapade video. There were the girls in the straw or the hay skirts in that video, and I was like, I want to be one of those girls. But then I thought, but who? How do they know how to do it together? I didn't understand what a choreographer was. Then I started finding out who Anthony Thomas was, and Debbie Allen, and Bob Fosse, and Tina Landon. And I started to lose my mind. I was like, these people like are telling superstars what to do. I mean, I knew I could dance, but then from then it clicked on that I never really wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to go straight into choreography. But then I found out in order to be a great choreographer, you have to be a dancer because there's just an understanding that you gain that comes from being on the others, being on both sides. And so it was Janet Jackson's Escapade video where I was like, who told her to do that? And how do I get to do it?
Oh, that's incredible. I know your work is just filled with working with such prominent artists, specifically Beyonce, J-Lo, so many more. How does your work with those artists inform your work today?
To be very honest, everything that I've done since I've worked specifically with Beyonce, because a lot of my firsts were with her, I take everything that was in that room with me for those years. I take it with me on every single job I go into. It's just, it's still mind blowing to me, specifically those two, Beyonce and Jennifer Lopez, how hard they work. I respect them and I respect Kelly Rowland and I respect Michelle and I respect Maya. I'm not name dropping, but I'm specifically saying these beautiful women's names and giving them their flowers because they work so hard. Like their work ethic it's abnormal. It's not human. And to work that hard and to rehearse that hard and then to be kind, it really does go a long way. And to see how gratifying it is to know that they've touched somebody's life. That's all I want to do. And every job I go into, I want it to be fun and I want us to laugh and cackle and work hard. But I really do want to affect somebody. I don't want to just say I did it just because I did it. And this was not on purpose. In my career, it just so happened I continuously ended up working with women who were doing this thing of empowerment. I didn't do that on purpose. But I started to look back as I got older and I was like, wow, Run the World, that did something for a little girl. Booty, that did something for a girl who felt some kind of way about her body. Maya Rudolph, that did something about for a little girl who grew up in that industry. Maya Rudolph, it it was, and I realized the blessing that it was to have been able to work with these incredible people. But I realized how much these women are changing lives. And I just want to be that effective. That's all I want to do.
You know, that theme I see really pulls through with not only these incredible artists like Beyonce, but also your work with Girls Five Ever, which I watched the first time last night. It's such a fun show. And that is full of just female women, and even looking at Devil Wears Prada with such strong women in the workplace. How does your work and your process change, or maybe not change, from working with artists versus TV and now theater?
Oh my God. The process is so different in each arena. Starting off in music videos, which is, I was spoiled because we had so much time to put together a 3-4 minute video with Run the World. We worked on that for a very long time, which I'm so thankful for. But it spoiled me because I thought you got all that time in TV, and you do not. One day before you shoot an idea, you'll get the idea of what it is in TV, and one day you can get like 45 minutes of rehearsal for a 2.5 minute song. If anybody knows anything about dance and choreography, 45 minutes gets you about 15 seconds of any song. Um, so really what I like, Girls Five Ever, for instance, there was one moment where we're supposed to have like a 3 hour rehearsal and we had 45 minutes to do a 2.5 minute song. And those women are so incredible that they literally just soaked in everything that I did as a sponge. And as a choreographer, you do have to realize how individual artists take information. Paula Pell takes information differently than Busy, who takes information differently than Sarah, who takes information differently than Renee. But in order to teach that and teach it quickly, I really have to cater to each of those individuals and make sure that they look like a group. It's a lot that goes into it, but it's so amazing to see them want to get to that finish line with you. Those women worked their butts off. And then coming into The Devil Wears Prada, I've been on this show for 3 years. So you have so much time, but then we're now in the nitty gritty. We have our first audience in 4 days. Finally, thank goodness. And now it just feels like crunch time. So I'm just like running around like, wait, we got to perfect this. We got to do this. So it's so different how each arena has its own process, which works beautifully for each. I do wish TV would give us more time. All of my TV squirrels out there, more time. But it's so beautiful to see how these incredible women that I get to work with tell these stories and come together and want to tell these stories and work so hard in bringing out these stories through movement. It's beautiful.
So now I want to talk more about the Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about, how the process has been? And, you said you're coming up on performances, and what was it like kind of like creating choreography for, so many people know the iconic movie and also, wow. Tell me a little bit about it.
It's so nerve-wracking being a part of such an iconic show, especially when it's my first foray into the musical world. I am so thankful that they thought I deemed me good enough to be able to be a part of this incredible spectacle of a show. But it's nerve-wracking because everybody has a reference point from the movie. They have a reference point for the fashion. They have a reference point. Everybody has a favorite quote. Everybody has a favorite character. Nobody has a favorite dance move. So I'm not thinking in my head, make something iconic. No. I'm thinking in my head, tell the story of a young woman making her way in a workspace and how you can do that and make the movement narrative. And the creatives, our writers, our lyricists, our director, Anna Shapiro, our music people, the creative team has literally said, we trust you. Here you go. It has been a dream in this process. The ensemble is incredible, and our principals are superstars. Like, everybody is a star, and everybody takes from each other to make this a team effort. It's beyond me how everyone is so special individually, and then they make it so special as a team. The process for me has been incredible, and I really want to make sure I tell the story of how the audience or how the movement means that we all go through this life the same way. We all walk the same way, but we get to our destination differently. But we get there by walking, and it can be 17 different walks, but we all walk as humans. And I really want to make sure that I push forward that narrative through the movement in this amazingly beautiful story.
So good, so good. We are nearing the end of our time, but I am curious, what advice would you give younger James?
Ah! It's so funny you bring that up. I think about 9-year-old James a lot. And I think about how she didn't have girls like her in spaces like this growing up. So I knew that there was the talent. I knew that there was a gift. I never really knew if I would be able to do it on this level. And I would tell 9-year-old James, everything you feel about it is right. Hold on to it with the most fierce grip. Never let go. Keep that dream in the forefront of your mind, because it will be a reality because of how much you believe in it. And that's for all the 9-year-old Jameses across the world. That dream is there for a reason. If you can dream it, you really can do it.
So good. James, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. I'm so excited to see The Devil Wears Prada. Y'all watching, come join us. It's at the James M. Nederlander Theater. Beginning next Tuesday until August 21st only. It's the world premiere event. You seriously will not want to miss it. You can catch James's incredible choreography there. If you go to our Instagram page right after this, you'll see a video that we just posted that kind of gives us a glimpse of James's choreography for the show, which is stunning already. So exciting. Get your tickets today, BroadwayInChicago.com. You won't want to miss it. James, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's so good to see you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.